And then all of that, anytime you go pick up the phone and say, Pastor, need some help, I'm thinking it's going to the building. So one time, this past year, summer night, was it last year or this year?
Last year.
Last year. All right, summer night was at the community down in Georgia, the other community in Georgia. All right, and I said, we're gonna go up here to Greenville. We're gonna go look at the house. Pick up the phone, call the officer. We'll be there in an hour. So the first time up there, she seen it on videos. Oh, nice house. Oh, look at that. Ooh, this is big. Ooh, hey. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, son? You know, preliminaries. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, son? Yeah, how you doing? So what you doing right here? Or what you ain't doing? Why ain't this done? Huh? Isn't that something? All right, come on, son. Get in the truck. We gone. How long I stay up there?
About 15 minutes.
Wow. Just enough to walk around. No fellowship, no nothing. Mind you, this is before all this went down. What am I doing? What was I doing? Just go look at the building? I can see the building just by a picture. Yeah. You know what I'm doing? I'm requiring an account of his stewardship. Yeah. Without saying anything. Yeah. Yep. Because that home's supposed to be for Israelites. That's right. Not just our house, it's supposed to be for Israelites. Right. He had asked me, I had so much trust in him, he says, Pastor, he says, if you don't mind, can I put this home in the name of my mother-in-law or whatever? I said, I don't care what you do with it. Why? Because you're Israel. Yes. El Rufus and I going about that. I said, you put your name. El Rufus said, you ain't sacking me with that liability. You put in your name. I'm like, damn, so kind of damn elder you are. Am I telling the truth? So what I do about it? Go out and do a little rant rate and stuff like that. You know what I do? You know what I've done with about it, right? Just wipe my hands up. Because if I try to interfere with what y'all want to do, are you listening to me? Then he gonna look and see. Oh, I see. You already got you already got vengeance played out and everything, right? I said, no. See, I've been doing this long enough. I just leave it alone and let y'all take care of that. Now, he's doing hell, I'm more thorough job than what I do. But Pastor Dowell, you put all these $1,000, all this time, energy, and effort. Man, I got beat up by ants. I hate mosquitoes, man. Good God, it was hot down in South Carolina. I mean, hot. Hot. You look at some of them videos, man, I look like a black and East. Good. God mercy, it was so hot down there. Myself, brother, and go down there and we would just build. Build because we're doing it for Israel. Yeah. See, so the thing I gotta make sure, now we're on the other end of the spectrum right here. I have to guard against bitterness. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Have to make sure I'm not offended. Yeah. Have to release them and let them go. Are you following? You understand what I mean? So he think he no more. We'll see. We'll see. No, it ain't gonna be good at all. It's not gonna end well at all. Because one thing you don't do is fool around. Now let me see, the book says, touch not my anointing. Do my prophets no harm. Whether you believe it or not to be, but I'll tell you what, we'll see, don't we? Yes. I've been having people call for my demise. I've been dying every year. Yes. This time I had somebody actually say, thus saith Yahweh. Oh, man. I said, good, I recorded this video. I said, as soon as that asshole, as soon as November the 13th or 12th, 13th come next year, I'll come looking for your ass. Because what we should be doing in our culture, we should be killing your ass. Yeah. Then you're a false prophet. Elder Rufus just talk to Elder, come on up here and tell him, y'all got to see this. I can't help it, but you know, hey, I'm sorry I'm not your traditional Christian preacher. Listen to this.
This was funny because it started with, I saw this female. Remember? Yes. It started with this female. I don't even know how this stuff got to her. Maybe Mama Josh or somebody. But she she called herself to be some type of prophetess, speaking all this stuff against Straitway, Pastor Dowell, leadership, all this. Now the funny thing about all of it was, she didn't name no sin at all.
Nothing.
So
Didn't tell me my sin.
what's our sin? What we do? You know. So I don't have the tact that Pastor Dowell has. I don't have it. Not at all. So when I responded to it, you know, I went talking about the girl, talking about her nasty house, all this kind of stuff. I went all in, right? And so she did another video, and this one was in her car, so she didn't want nobody to see what was on. So then finally, the guy because she would always start off by saying the name of their ministry and then who it was and all this kind of crap. So he finally does send a direct video to me, and I said, Pastor, it was short, and he did say, thus saith Yahweh. So we like, cool. And he was saying that, you know, death is gonna hit his home, my home, all the leadership's home, everybody. Just curse all of them. So we marked the date down there. And once I responded to it, saying, all right, cool. You done put your little prophecy out there. Since we following this book, once your prophecy don't come true, on this date a year from now, will you stop preaching? Will you take everything down and shut it all down? He got off of it, and then he took the video off. I downloaded the video. It's not there. I went to look, it's not there. When I downloaded it, pulled it up, it was there. After I responded to everything, he went back and took the video totally away. So I don't have that no more. Now I still got the video that skid mark black girl. I got that video. I got that. But that's how it went down. That's how it went down.
It doesn't name. So I downloaded the video to my desktop. I hope he tell me where he live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I got a nice baseball bat with me. You think he will? Nah, people something else. It's something amazing. But he did say, thus saith. What happened? I guess God repented then, didn't he? Crazy, isn't it? What is that? Just another distraction to try to frustrate work. So God never be talking much about it at all, have he? But he's definitely my radar. Because one was either I'm gonna be dead this year, or that's a false prophet, that should be dead. Now I can't go kill him. Maybe I can ask y'all to do some favors. You know, done plenty of him. I had a guy curse me, literally curse me. Then he went to Florida. You know what happened to him? Yeah, he says, you're a false preacher. He said, and y'all's gonna get you. I said, really? I said, well, I think you're a false brother and y'all gonna get you. And he said, oh yeah? He said, no, you're a false preacher. I said, we'll see. Y'all gonna get you. As I promise you will. Watch and see. Next thing you know, I got a report. He got beat in a parking lot with a tire iron. Had all his teeth knocked out. Down in Florida. The car said, boy, what's the chances of that? The car got jacked too. Car got jacked and beat with a tire iron. I was like, man, y'all getting me good job. Nobody would equate that as the father. Then why would that even come up on you? Let's get back. Come on.
For the builders, everyone had his sword girded by his side.
Y'all hear that? Everyone had his sword girded by his side. Come on.
And so builded. And he that sounded the trumpet was by me.
Hear that?
And I said unto the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large, and we are separated upon the wall, one far from another. In what place thereof ye hear the sound of the trumpet, resort ye thither unto us, our Yah shall fight for us. So we labored in the work, and half of them held the spears from the rising of the morning till the stars appeared. Likewise, at the same time said I unto the people, let everyone with his servant lodge within Jerusalem. Then in the night they may be a guard to us, and labor on the day. So neither I, nor my brethren, nor my servants, nor the men of the guard which followed me, none of us put off our clothes, saving when everyone put them off for washing.
In other words, they slept ready. They stayed ready. Are you following me? What a good mindset. Wouldn't it be nice if we had that systemic all the way across the board? Don't we have a great work going on? Look what's happening now. Work's really taking off. We just got another community, 60-something acres. Brother Sean and them, they moved all the way from Arizona to Tennessee. Brother Chris Paul up in the other community up in Straitway, Kentucky. He turned around, we moved Zach Dowell there. Zach Dowell's taking care of the store that he has so he could get freed up and actually go run the dozer for the communities. Because he's the best at the dozer work we got on the communities. And he spent 4 days down there on that dozer. 4 days away from his family, 4 days away from the community, making all types of sacrifices just in order to get Israel started. Now they waiting. Pastor Dowell, when you coming? I said, brother, I promise I'm gonna come. I'm gonna try to get there before mid-December. Okay, I'm gonna try to, all right? But I will try to get there. So I'm gonna make time to get there. Because what they want me to do is give some advice on what way should I place this home and this home, or do this and that. Same thing you do. What do you think you do? And I said, man, you'll see the Most High, he'll lead you, but you need to do this here, and you do that there. Oh, okay, good. Give very minimum. And actually, I do very minimum command and telling people what to do once they're on the land, because the Most High, you're going to see, he'll lead you. Sure. But if you ask, I'm more than happy to oblige. You understand what I mean? So, and then we got another one. Brother Will, they've got another community. I think they got 20, how many acres they got? 20-something acres of land up there already being developed. I mean, communities popped up all over. We just bought 20 acres of land down in Alabama. Just got finished buying a very nice, it's already got a home on it. One that need to put about, what, maybe $15,000? Something like that. To the home. It's already got a home on it. And we just bought a really nice, what size is that trailer? 28 by 76. And plus we want to scope out another area to put another home in. That's some people that moved all the way from California and Washington State. And we're moving at breakneck speed to make sure we get this community up and going, trying to get it up before Passover. Isn't that nice? Yes, sir. To be able to get people free outside the world, and then the brother can dwell together in unity. Then the families and our families go to feast days stuff. I already got Sister Esther and Brother Steve trying to make a covenant already with his Kyle. They said, hey, our daughter want to make a covenant with this guy. We're good people. I said, man, I got to think about this, because you know what I'm saying? And they are good people, because he going to marry somebody in Israel. He married no heathens. Got to marry somebody, a good family in Israel. Now you people all schizophrenic and on roller coaster, you're mentally defective and carrying on and stuff. That's real. I want to be able to go home and sit down in the house and have some peace, man. You know what I mean? Enjoy one. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that nice that people are thinking like that already? You must rather have them to be married in Israel than outside of Israel. They should know that race in the fear of God. Keep them all the statutes of the land. So he may have 2 wives right there already. Sororial sisters. But the law doesn't know, only if they had laws with each other. Now we know the law. I speak to them no law. All right, come on, next slide. Ezekiel 28, 25, 26. Are y'all learning anything? Wearing y'all out? No, sir. Y'all too hot? You need to be cooled off or something? You're still paying attention? Are you here? Yes, yeah, you may be here, but are you here? Yes, sir. Come on, go ahead, Brother Simon.
Thus said Yahweh Elohim, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered.
Did y'all hear that? Is he not doing that? Gathering the house of Israel among the people where they were scattered. Come on. Yes. Read.
And shall be sanctified in them.
You see that? Shall be set apart within them.
In the sight of the heathen.
In the sight of who?
The heathen.
Everything that we do, he's doing it all right in the sight of the heathen. Y'all gotta understand this. We are literally with y'all's program. Come on.
Then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob.
Hear that? Come on. what?
And they shall dwell safely therein.
We should do what?
Dwell safely therein.
Don't y'all feel safe?
Yes.
Come on.
And shall build houses.
And do what?
Build houses.
How the construction company do it?
Build houses.
And they shall build houses. Come on.
And plant vineyards.
And do what?
Plant vineyards.
He wants to have wine. Come on.
Yea, they shall dwell with confidence.
Dwell with what?
Confidence.
Are y'all, do y'all sisters walk around on the name of confidence? Come on. Do you, Chris? Walk around confident? Isn't it nice? Isn't that nice? Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Come on.
When I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about.
So anybody that despises us, y'all's gonna do what? Execute judgment against them. Come on. Read.
They shall know that I am Yahweh their Elohim.
Oh, they don't know. They know it now. Why are people, instead of being happy for us, why are they so fearful of us? Ain't they fearful of us? They're literally scared of us. And we don't bother nobody. They're scared of the Yah. He Yah is with us. Read. Go to the next one. Jeremiah 29, verse 4 through 7. Come on.
Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, unto all them that are carried away captives, whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon. Build ye houses, and dwell in them.
Build you houses, do what?
Dwell in them. And plant gardens.
Y'all see where I get this from?
Yes.
Yeah, the house I live in, I built it.
Hallelujah.
Now I'm gonna give it to somebody else.
Hallelujah.
Brother Scott getting ready to have another baby, and his wife and Jug wandering around like this, and we gotta get busy.
Yeah.
But we got some enemies trying to frustrate the work because they don't want to deliver our forms for poured walls. So I told him, I said, I got a date in my mind. Them forms ain't here. I'm starting. You know, because I'm not going to wait. You know what I mean? The work is going forward. We got to get busy.
Hallelujah.
You tell them you want your $65,000 back.
That's right.
And we're going to spend on some more building material.
That's right.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You know, see, that's why I often mock people and stuff, because but it is true, isn't the blessing of the Lord rich? And no sorrow. Isn't it nice to know? I mean, come on, we're not going to be living on this earth in this present state for eternity. We're here to occupy. Is that right? Until we come. But until then, we have to have something for ourselves and our children's children.
Yeah.
So build a nice, simple home where you can be content in and stuff, and build some more, and buy more lands and build some more, and buy more lands and build some more. Isn't that beautiful? And knowing that every home that you build, pay for the day that you open up the door and give whoever resident to you. That's the blessing of the Lord. It's rich and adds no sorrow. Isn't that beautiful? What's wrong with that? Read.
And plant gardens.
Plant what?
Gardens.
It's too hot outside.
Plant gardens.
It's too hot outside.
Plant gardens.
Too many bugs.
Plant gardens.
Mosquito bit me.
Plant gardens.
I'm sweating.
Plant gardens.
Come on.
And eat the fruit of them. Take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters. And take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there and not diminished.
May what?
May increase.
Now watch this. Suppose, man, wouldn't it have been nice if most I would have put this in my mind when I was 18 years old? Why would we be at these? And boy, what if I had all the resources then? Woo! What would we be at? Man, what would we be at? Man, I could have had 50 children. It's nice holding, man. It's nice holding little children. Them little babies come out, you go. Your seed
Yes.
can enjoy an inheritance in the land.
Hallelujah.
Read.
And not diminished. And seek the peace of the city, whither I have caused you to be carried away
Yeah, you
captive.
seek the peace, but you ain't gonna beg for the peace. Come on.
And pray unto Yahweh for it, for in the peace thereof ye shall have peace.
Hear that?
Yes.
It is beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Read. Go to the next one. Verse 28.
But therefore he has sent us unto Babylon, saying, this captivity is long.
This captivity is what?
Long.
Has it not been long? Come on.
Build ye houses.
Do what?
Build ye houses.
So even though you're in captivity, it's still saying the same thing, but build you up. Now wait a minute. The law and the prophets. Isn't that right? Not one jot of tittle is gonna fail.
Come on.
Till all be fulfilled. Right? Come on.
And dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them.
Next slide. Man, we're doing some great things. Y'all see this right here? We will still be building. Don't y'all think when we get to the kingdom, though, we're gonna be running around singing Kumbaya all day long? Come on. And just going over each other's place and carrying on and just tiptoeing through the tulips and stuff. And see, I got a news flash for you. You can't work right now, here and now. You ain't going to the kingdom to be able to work either.
Come on, Shepherd.
Read.
For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever.
Be you what?
Glad. Rejoice
Now
forever.
let's stop here for a second. Let's hone in on this. What can stop you from being glad? Don't y'all sisters envy the relationship that y'all see those brothers have? Come on, tell the truth. Don't y'all envy it? Don't y'all long for that type of relationship? Huh? Don't y'all do it? Don't y'all long for it? Huh? But y'all can't have it because y'all full of yourself.
True.
Bickering. Me, myself, and I. Focus on me. All that. You ain't never in all your life ever seen a group of men worshiping. Last night, on last night Lions Den. You don't never know when some praise gonna break out with us either. It's like it's always on the cutting edge. Come on, it's like on the quarterback. He in that cage just waiting to be unleashed. I'll pray. What? Glad. 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 Glad about it. Glad about it. One reason why our brother and we have peace with each other because we actually deal with each other.
Say that shit.
There we do. No, brother. No, come here, brother. We need to have a talk. Y'all want to have a talk with somebody else about the person you're supposed to be dealing with.
Yes.
Jesus said, you have an alt with your brother, generic form, substitute. Go to him and him alone. And we're going to defy that and think we're going to work y'all's righteousness by going around it. Y'all learn how to do that, then y'all will become closer. Got an issue, got trouble with your brother and sister, you believe, perceived it, real or not. Communicate. And then if somebody's coming to communicate, listen in love, not to be offended. Now you're accusing me. Always is fight. So much for fervent charity, huh? Amongst Israel, so much for love, huh? Am I telling the truth, brother? Do we not deal with each other? Yes, sir. We're going to have some talks. Why? We have to, because we got to keep the devil away from us. That's just a good revelation. Read.
But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be accursed. And they shall build houses, and inhabit them. And They shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them.
Man, now this is in the kingdom. This is the kingdom. What in the world? So think about this. If you're not doing this now, you think he's gonna let you in his kingdom? This thing goes beyond, well beyond us.
Yeah.
See, your performance now is gonna determine what your position and place is gonna be in the kingdom. He ain't changed. It's just that in the kingdom we won't get tired. In the kingdom won't be no mosquitoes. In the kingdom it won't be this damn 30 below zero weather. But y'all getting this? You got to get this now. You have to prepare yourself now. Because if you're not, look, again, he talks to us as sons and daughters, children of inheritance. If you're going to be children of inheritance, you're going to be under tutors. You're going to be under governors until the time appointed. When the time appointed, then the authority, then the headship is released to you. So, but if you're not under tutors and governors and authorities to be able to learn how to perform as an Israelite, now you can forget it in the year to come. And are we not children?
Yes.
Come on.
They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of Yahweh.
Woo! Because we are the seed of the what? Blessed of Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Man, you know what? I just had something come to my mind. Maybe that's the reason why people don't really truly labor in this vineyard like this, because they don't know if they're the seed of the blessed of Yahweh. When you know you are the seed, you perform like it. It's not even a question.
Absolutely.
When you know you great, you act like you great. You know you good, you walk like you good. You have confidence.
That's right. That's right.
Ah! Ain't that right? Sister wise, when you know your value is good, ain't no woman can cause you to be jealous. You know what you know your goods and your values is right. My wares is good. Read.
And their offspring with them.
Is that not beautiful? Next one. One mind is the hardest part, transforming the mind of captivity. Come on. Man, TTIU, I'm coming from the scripture verse, 7:24. Therefore, everyone who hear these words of mine. We're not talking about you being able to hear the noise or the voice or the inflection. He's not talking about that. Everybody hears that. Everybody does. He said, everyone that hears the words of mine, Yahshua said, and does them. One more time. And does them. Notice, when you hear and does them, shall be like a wise man. So you're just not wise just from hearing. There's something in conjunction. Hear them and does them shall be a wise man who built his house on the rock. Now the house is just an analogy, a concrete analogy. Because a house consists of the husband, the wife, the children. There's everything on the inside of it in order to make a successful home.
Yes.
But if you're going to be wise, you want to get to this part. Doing it. Come on. And the rains came and did what? And the floods came and the winds blew and beat on that what? House. And it did not fall. So we have a natural analogy of a house, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't in our own home, sometimes the rains come.
Yes, right.
The floods come.
Yes, sir.
the winds come. Don't they do it? Don't they do it?
Yeah.
And it's all for the purpose to test to see how strong it is, to see if it's gonna fall.
Listen.
But if it's built upon a rock, if it's built upon Messiah, it ain't never fall. All right, folks? Because that house has a solid foundation. And it's built on that rock, and that rock is Messiah. For it was founded on the rock. Next one. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them. I'm on the default. Shall be like a what? Foolish. Is any of y'all know any foolish people?
Yeah.
Y'all any foolish? Even amongst us at Straitway, we got some foolish ass people amongst us. We do. I let them know about it too. Not because I'm trying to pick on them, I'm trying to help save them. You understand what I mean? You foolish, your ass foolish. Why ain't you like everybody else get with the program on one mind? Why you think you're gonna lose a part of you? If you don't have the same, well, I can't do that because then I no longer be able to think for myself. You already told what to think on these things. Anytime you start thinking, things get messed up. How many times have you thought? Come on. And it wasn't in the same vein, in the same mind as everybody else, and all it was destruction and vanity. Boy, we talking that. Ain't we talking? Yes, sir. Israel. Isn't that amazing? Israel. So, you hear these words, a man, Yahshua said, and does not do them, shall be like a foolish man who built his house on sand. You ever try to put something on sand? See how it does? Read the next one. And the rain came. And the floods came. And the winds blew. And they beat on that house. And it fell. Is that the reason why homes are failing today? That was his old song. Can you stand the rain? Storms may rise. Sing that, Lucas. Hey! Everybody that is here. Tell me, baby. Say, come on. Come on. Stand. Woo! Stand the rain. Go hear that? So we're using the concrete analogy of a house, but it's really about your individual home, your individual house.
Tell it the truth.
You know, in Israel, we'll get a little personal here, okay? One problem that we have, a great problem we have in Israel, that we have not learned from the other nations, which is, wise in this aspect. Too often, too many times, more often than not, our perspective and point of view of each other is very low. We diminish each other. We speak evil about each other. We take all the contrasts. It's the same way that the world has everything against us. We even echo the same sentiments upon our own self. Give me an example. If a white man go have an affair, he has a mistress. If a black man go have an affair, he's a damn dog, piece of shit, ain't worth nothing. See the contrast? Bill Gates just got finished getting divorced, right? You know about the divorce, but it ain't all aired out all over the world, is it? But what happens with us is something else. See what I mean? Showing you how steep the devil is in it. See what I mean? Even in a fall, we don't even know how to pick each other up.
Right. That's true.
Are you following? Even when somebody else falls, we forget that there could be you one day.
True.
And we don't approach that person to see where their heart is with compassion. To try to restore.
Yeah.
We're trying to go in. See, the truth is, the white man, he teaches his daughter how to be married. The white woman prepares them for marriage. I'm not saying everybody.
Right.
But when you go look at the statistics, go on Google and look at the statistics and see how many black people are divorced. Black families over white families. Everything is stacked up against us. And we're our own worst enemy. Our own worst enemy. There used to be a time that mama would always stay in the fight with the man, no matter what. Even if Papa was a rolling stone. Today, throw in the towel.
True.
Tear up the family home. Take a man away from his seed. We're talking about as Israelites now. We're not talking about as being jacklegs and all this old stuff that we used to be. We're talking about right now, putting forth the effort.
Yes.
Putting forth the foot and striving to enter in. We still have to deal with this insanity and chaos in the home. Because we still have this low point of view, this low perspective, low view of ourselves. And we got to rise way above that. We got to. Because if not, the destruction is going to continue to keep on going. That's why you see a lot of homes, they're not built on rock today, they're built on sand. It's easy to destroy because there's no foundation. Women didn't have that flight spirit. And anytime something came, their answer was to kick traces and run.
True.
They weren't built that way. They were built to be a keeper of the home.
Yes.
See, today, the way they view women, if you are a submissive woman, they look at you as a woman that is low base, you don't have no mind, you ain't successful. But that ain't what the book says. The book says that the woman ought to be the chase keeper at home. The book says she ought to guide the house, love her husband, love her children, guide the house. Isn't it right? So everything that the world tell you, you accept this, accept what God says. And Satan, knowing that the woman is a weaker vessel, always going to go there first. Always going to go there first. You should know he's coming.
Yes. Right.
I had a sister that I was talking to, and she said, Pastor, I just got to tell you, my husband, he just ain't the man of the home he should be. I said, really? She said, yeah. I said, you have a house? Yeah, oh yeah. You protected? Oh yeah. You provided for him? Oh yeah. Why ain't he the man that he should be? I said, let me butt in, because he ain't doing what you want him to. Let me just go and butt in. Ain't that right? How about instead of you trying to make him what you want him to be, how about you conform to him?
Yes.
The same way that I have to conform to him.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So that way your home will be made sure it's on a solid foundation. It's built on a rock and not on sand. I mean, after all, the book even says, even if your husband don't even meet the conditions and meet the mark, you and your chase conversation coupled with fear. That's it.
True.
In other words, you're so wise to tear it down, I'm going to be wise about building him up.
Hallelujah.
Huh? Want to be wise about building it up? Because the Bible says a foolish man plunks down the house, or it says a foolish woman plunks down the house. Oh, okay, I just all want to know. So that's the reason why I always put emphasis on that, because Satan always used the weaker vessel. You think he done stopped with Eve?
No.
He ain't stopped with Eve. Adam's still just as stupid as he was yesterday and today. And Adam's still dumb. Hi, Adam. You just got to know who you are and what the potential is.
Yes.
We still in the same position, same place. So we've got to reverse the reverse psychology that's been against us.
Hallelujah.
It's contrary to us.
Yeah.
And we have got to rise up above what society has taught us, what your own home training and family has taught you. You got to be better than that, because you have to put yourself in a position so you can teach your children the right way.
Yes.
So they don't succumb to all this foolishness, this frivolity, this low baseness. We're kings, princes, queens, and we should be acting like it. We should be living like it. Does that make sense? Because either one thing or the other. Your house is either built on a rock or it's built on sand. If it's built on the solid foundation of the Messiah, I don't care what storm comes. The house is going to stay.
That's right.
I don't care how much the wind blows. The house is going to stay. I don't care if a flood comes. When it descends, the house is still going to be. So no matter what destruction may try to come or whatever challenges may be, because the house is built on a rock, built on the foundations of Messiah, be it internal or external, nothing is going to move that home. That's the way we should have our minds centered and focused. Come on, Sam. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend. And where's he going to gather them from? Out of his kingdom. I'm in the message here is going to say, yeah, here, a lot of people want a king. Everybody want a king, but everybody ain't staying. Oh, he's going to send forth his angels, get all things out of his kingdom that offend, and to them which do iniquity. And iniquity is lawlessness, right? Remember we did a teaching in Jeremiah 33? But look at this iniquity right here. Iniquity. How much iniquity do you, instead of focusing on everybody else, how much iniquity do you have in you? Instead of being mad and upset at everybody else's iniquity, what about your own? When we gonna work on that? Because remember, if we all in the kingdom and stuff, he's not gonna set up there and give you a banner or a golden star or check of righteousness because of all the reproving and rebuking and correcting you did to get everybody else right. He's gonna do it because you offend and you do iniquity, you the one are going to be, read on, go to the next one. And shall cast them into a furnace of fire, and there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. And the Most High Yah gives us these messages to help deliver us from ourselves, to make sure that it's ever before our conscience, that we don't succumb to this and continue to keep being low-based minded. Y'all understand Israel? He actually came so we could succeed. But we have to constantly be warned, because if we don't put out the warning, we don't blow the shofar, then the devil's going to sit there, be in the midst of us, and continue to keep frustrating and destroying the work. Some of us, we sit and listen to a message like this and instead of acknowledging the truth. You see, even the approach is different. I mean, what do you think if you're going to get, if you pick up the Bible and you're offended at a brother and sister, what do you think you're going to get out of it? Exactly what your offended spirit wants. But if you approach it a little bit different, you look through it with different lenses, good clear lenses, and look at it from the deceitfulness of your own heart, then it'll minister to you.
That's fact.
You know what I'm saying? Go into the book and look to see how you're going to get everybody else right. You better start working on yourself, because he's going to remove all things out of his kingdom that offend and them which commit iniquity. Focus on the family. Meaning focus on you. Individual. Stop focusing on selfishness. I feel. I already know you feel. You know. I know the heart knows its own bitterness. I feel. Don't you care about how your brother and sister feel? Man, you know how much harmony we could have amongst ourselves if we could just do this? Then we would be blessed. And the foundation would be solid. And it would be sure. And it won't be moved. Come on. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun, and the kingdom of their Father, who have ears to hear. Let him hear. Go ahead. Oh, we're on the last one. Now come on. Luke 6, verse 46 to 49. Y'all getting anything out of this? Y'all know all throughout the renewed covenant, what we we're doing here, right here, this is exactly the way God intended for the assembly to be.
Yeah.
It is intended for it to be these big old $5,000, $10,000 churches. I mean, 5,000 member churches and stuff like this with Joel Osteen having the Lear jets and carry on flying on all over. I could take one of them jets. You know how much land I could buy with one of them jets? Y'all remember homes we could build with one of them jets? TD Jakes, TD Snakes. You seen this house? I mean, man, I wouldn't mind having a house like that in the kingdom. I don't need one like that now. Are you following? That thing is huge. And guess what? I wonder if he sold that house, how many saints he could get free. Sitting right there in the congregation. See, there are shepherds that the prophets have warned us about that feed themselves and not the flock of Yahweh. Uh-oh. I'm telling you right now, my mind is constantly, the elders will tell you all the time, we always talking about Israel. I'm working diligently trying to get as many Israelites as free as possible. We sure could get it done a whole lot faster if the people had a mind to work.
Yes. Yes.
If they had a mind to work. If they had a mind to work. We got people coming to the ministry like you just wouldn't believe. Got a family down there in Mississippi right now. Part of the ministry. Got Mr. Elder Rufus. Elder Rufus called me, hey, Pastor, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing what you got, Elder. Pastor, got something for you. What is it? Got a family, got $400,000, say you want to lay it at your feet. I said, hold on. Nope. No. Tell them to make sure that they fellowship with the saints down there in Mississippi. Let's see how they do for a while. Let's see if they a good fit as good Israelites. And then we'll move on from there. That's good. We'll move on from there. You hear that? Y'all hear that? Yes, sir. That's what, woo! $400,000 ain't worth 400,000 headaches. I'm not saying that they're headaches. I'm saying, but 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things and do what? Which is good. Don't you right? So, amen. I mean, I gotta be proven. You gotta be proven. They gotta be tested. We gotta be tested. We gotta make sure because believe me, nobody coming with that kind of money is playing games. What they're doing is saying, I trust you. And you got $5 trying to hold on to.
It's so true.
You got $5 trying to hold on to. Huh? And them brothers out there from California turned around and gave $380,000. He go, trust me. Then turned around and sold a home and gave another $380,000. And you got $100 and you struggle. Yeah. Look out! Yeah. I'm a pretty good steward of money. I know how to do with money and stuff. I've been saving money for years, right? I probably done gave out $200,000 this year. Gave it.
Yes.
Gave it to who? I didn't get any. I don't know why. This is y'all's pot. That's right. Keep telling y'all, man, we're not here to make eternal. This is y'all's pot. Right. And you up there and say, see, I see the big picture. If somebody turn around and do this, and they give you that right there, y'all sitting there just like this. That's what he done. And you know what he sees? Buying land, buying houses, buying building material, buying equipment, getting it done. Why? Because they, without us, could not be made perfect. We can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. You cannot do it alone. Why do you think the brethren always so eager to come up here and get the work done? Huh? Y'all seen it this year. You'll see Straitway communities and brethren from all over will be in Straitway, Kentucky. Straitway, Georgia. Straitway, Tennessee. Straitway, Goshen. You're gonna keep on saying it too. Because well, y'all don't want to get the work done, don't worry about it. We'll drive hundreds of miles to come help you get it done. I ain't saying y'all don't want to get it because y'all are obviously are workers. But it sure would be nice if y'all have some people that have a mind to work. You know, a mind to work. Mind to work. Look, Straitway, Florida up here. Yeah, come on. They already in the mix, just doing everything. Every time they go somewhere, they working and blessing. Come on. Brother Tony and all them, man, they be getting it done. Michael Israel be getting it done. Everywhere they go. And the Most High gonna bless them for it too. Got communities up here in Clarksville. Brother Ron and Brother Steve just came to, hey, Pastor, I want to talk to you. We're not gonna talk to you on Sabbath because you say you don't want to do counseling. My God, I'm glad I thought of that. I just had a thought come to mind. You know what? I'm getting ready to how many of you heads of communities and elders, how many times you counsel people on a thing more than once and they still ain't heard?
Jesus.
How many times? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. How many times? How many times you sisters counsel sisters on something and you done revisit that thing again and again and it still ain't working? They ain't listening. Look at this. You know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna start having everybody charge y'all $100 an hour. I bet you won't come to counseling that much. Look at them, look, what back? There ain't no one in the book that said we can't charge you for counseling. Because you think about this foolishness for a second. You got to tell somebody the same thing 2 or 3 times. Listen, you're eating up that counselor's time. You're draining their energy.
Yes.
They could be someone doing something productive for the kingdom. And they're wasting hours listening to you who ain't going to do nothing, who ain't going to change. This stuff needs to be non-negotiable. $100. Book a session. I bet that foolishness will stop. How much foolishness you think it'll stop it? I guarantee you stop. Anytime you got money, teeth in the game, it'll stop that foolishness. I guarantee you, then we can take that $100 and put it right back in the kingdom and say, thank you for helping us buy a cinder box. At least we didn't waste our time. Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Think about it. Come on. Hours get eaten up every day. Listen to people who ain't got the mind even to change. So anyway, Brother Ron, Brother Steve, Brother Ron said, hey, brother, I said, Brother Ron, remember I told you about it? Everybody in the community, make sure y'all get some bands, right? We start getting bands. Got bands. Now we got a whole bunch of bands. We got bands everywhere. Bunch of them. Brother Ron and Brother Steve came over the house. Hey, Pastor, how you doing? You know, I'm doing fine. You know, doing fine, dude. He said, hey, we got an idea. I already know what it is. Yeah, what we're gonna do. Well, we got $150,000 in this house. We got like $120,000 in this house. We're gonna combine it, and we think about all moving on together in one community. I said, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I said, well, only one problem, which ain't a problem at all. We don't know who's gonna be the leader. They said, you don't care. I said, I know you don't. I know the reason why you're here. But whoever y'all says it, that's what we're gonna do. We'll roll with that. You put the wrong person in leadership. I didn't say them, I'm just using in general. Put the wrong person in leadership. And people gotta remember this. If people are brand new in leadership, you gotta afford them the mercy and grace as well, because they're growing too.
Yes.
I mean, I made mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, but I also made a lot of righteous choices in the season too. You understand what I mean? Oh yeah, but it's amazing how we are just totally intolerant when leadership fails. But when you fail, we pat you on the back, we encourage you, say, oh, pray, and you know what I mean? And we don't put oppression on you, we don't judge you, we don't put our mouth on you and carry on. But when I fell, boy, the sun just came out of the sky. The earth is off its spear. I mean, it's crazy. It's to the zenith. What hypocrites. Is that not hypocrisy to the highest? Y'all want me to go back to Tennessee? But this is how we get talked to a Straitway all the time. But this is what's going to perfect us. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Come on. Go on with it.
And why call you me master, master?
How many people do that? Don't you call me master? What time is it anyway? It feels like I've been up here about an hour. 2 hours? Yeah. Oh no, I'm getting done with this. Come on.
And do not the things which I say.
So why you call me master, master, and you don't do the things he said? Watch this. Not only just physically the things he said, he told you don't be a work of iniquity. He did. He tell you to stop being offensive. They did. He tell you to stop exalting all this foolishness and stuff. Stop all the drama. Stop all the discord. Stop all of the contention and the dissension. Join together in the same mind, same spirit. You can get a whole lot done. You know, I tell people all the time, I can get a whole lot more done with just 3 righteous brothers that's got a right heart and good intent than I can with 50 brothers who just want to be contentious. They just want to be there and show up. Want to be there and show up because, well, I'm getting offended. I ain't got time for all this offended shit. Some of you brothers are more feminine than women. You're so damn sensitive.
Ooh, shit, come on.
No, I'm serious. You got some sensitive ass brothers. That's an effeminate spirit. And if you check out the book, an effeminate person ain't going into the kingdom. Y'all hear me? Yes, sir. Get effeminate. Get that crap out of you. Deer stand will do you good. You won't believe how that deer stand ministers. You be out there cold, but then all of a sudden all these thoughts start coming. The deer's a distraction. It's meat, but it's a distraction. That's why a lot of us don't want to go to that deer stand. The war starts. See, if you ain't never been in a deer stand, you don't know. You never been in hunting, you don't know. You ever tried to be in a house alone by yourself? Dangerous thing, isn't it? And mind you, ain't nobody in there but you want everybody around that danger. Well, getting hot, yeah. Listen, whatever you want for your brother or your sister, you want it for yourself, you should want it for them.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Yes, sir. We got to stop this low-based stuff, and we have to rise above this. We're children of the kingdom.
True.
Y'all follow me? We're literally children of the kingdom. There's some good families, good homes in here. Really good families, good homes. We have to keep them strong and not destroy them. Sammy, what's taking you so long reading this, brother? Come on, brother.
Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings.
Boy, he's big on this hearing stuff, isn't he? Hear my sayings, come on.
And doeth them.
And doeth them.
I will show you to whom he is like. He's like a man which built a house and digs deep.
Digs what? Deep. That's why I went to this one, because when this man builds a house, he digs what? Deep. He wants his foundation really sure. Come on.
And laid the foundation on a rock. When the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house, and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built a house upon the earth.
That's why I keep saying on this counsel stuff, how many times we counsel people and you tell them what to do and they don't do it? So you're likened unto the person that's got this foundation on the earth. Come on.
Against which the stream did beat vehemently.
Somebody tried to tell me, I had a brother, he got offended. He got really offended and mad. Because I would let him do a class on the land, but I wouldn't let him build a cob house on the land. I said, that house ain't no good. I said, I'm sure good insulated, good, and all this other stuff like this. I said, but that house ain't no damn good. That house is gonna fall quick. Why? Because it's only built on earth. It ain't built on a rock. There ain't no foundation there. He want me to look at the house and forget about the principles of God. Did y'all hear me? Yes, sir. So he trying to sell me, oh, it's this and this and that. Brother, I don't get that. I'm sure it is. Still, when we go back to the book, there is no foundation. It's not on a rock. It's on top of the ground. You can't even put him on the side, man. He's the word of God. That's the word of God talking to us. God himself. Come on.
And immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great.
Y'all hear that? We're saying all this today because not because we want you to fall, but sometimes you can't see yourself. Sometimes you have to have the word sitting in front of you in order to see yourself. And it can't be you talking the word. It has to be somebody in front of you telling you what that word says. So that the Holy Spirit can deal with you right where you are at. Come on, Sam. What's that? Keep going. Read.
So shall ye divide this land unto you according to the tribes of Israel.
Keep going. You gotta keep doing that.
And it shall come to pass that ye shall divide it by lot for an inheritance unto you, and to the strangers that sojourn among you.
Now watch this. Notice when we have land, it's going to be divided, right? Y'all know, remember you talking about the analogy of homes or something like that? And it's just not restricted to that. It depends on where we've been, but it's still a tribe. It's all our land. It's a tribe. You follow me? So we have to wise up and get out of this individuality stuff.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
Which shall begat children among you. And they shall be unto you as born in the country among the children of Israel. They shall have inheritance with you among the tribes of Israel. And it shall come to pass that in what tribe the stranger sojourneth, there shall ye give him his inheritance, saith Yahweh Elohim.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I hope y'all really truly take things to heart. When I mean take it to heart, I'm talking about take it to heart, having a heart to want to be transformed. All right, because this is a pretty deep word. This is a good word right here. One thing you should take away from this, notice that the house just ain't going to just appear.
No.
He tells you to build it. He tells you to build it. I have a lot of people that want to live on communities, and we get the place prepared, but people are not prepared for the place. I already said, right? And we truly are building towards that end. We really truly are. I'm hoping to acquire some more land to have another community there in Tennessee. Then you got to find somebody who's going to run that. You understand what I mean? Got to get, because y'all got to get free. You've got to get free. Israel's got to get free. Isn't it nice that you don't have to go out there and put all this money in this bunch of foolishness and stuff like this? You can actually put it into helping Israel get built.
Yes.
And then when you look at all these little ones around here, man, just think they don't have to labor and toil the way we do, but we do have to teach them wisdom.
Yes.
And we have to make sure that on this land that they're working. I always said to my son, I said, listen, I don't know, never know. The Bible says, train them up when they're young, when they get old. I don't know how old that is. Won't depart from the faith, but I will tell you this. As long as you're out here, as long as you're with me, I'm going to work your ass after death so that I don't have to worry about you providing for yourself, even if you choose to get out there into the world. Does that make sense? So at least put a work ethic in there. At least put a work ethic in there. But they can't have no work ethic. You ain't got one. If you got a complaining ethic, guess what they're going to do? Complain. You got a murmuring ethic, guess what they're going to do? But they're around brothers with positive influence, then they're more likely to turn out that way unless they get around a bad seed. So you also guard when people come to the community and the children, you can discern a bad seeds. You don't want them around the children. You separate them, get them, no. Y'all come, but you keep them over there until I get a clearance that things are changing. Because you don't want children to be whispering another. I mean, we had lesbians, former lesbians come into the ministry and stuff, and they going, next thing you know, she's going to be a sister, and turned out a sister and made her a lesbian. Wow. What kind of crap is that? That's a devil, isn't it? Yeah. I don't care what the Supreme Court of the United States says, that ain't what we do, that ain't what God says. Right. Then just down here, and these damn misfits down in Memphis, Elder Rufus told his daughter, Zion, he said, yeah, told her dad, what's her dad's name?
John.
John told John. You, John, told John. You better get that virgin daughter up in Straitway. Are you following me? Why? Virgins are just different. They just different. They have a pureness about them. They don't have all that fighting, back talking stuff. If they do, they can get reproved quick. And then not continue to keep on fighting. And they still women now. But get them up there. Get her up there so she can learn how to be a woman. Huh? Ron didn't do it. What's the other guy name? Martois. He got like 5 babies. Is that right? 4 babies. By how many? 1 woman or 2? 2 women. They try to do his community thing and stuff, but he ain't with them and the children. And the next thing you know, he goes and he sleeps with this and lays with his virgin daughter. And we supposed to, well, I just, you know, what do you say? I just, you know, well, what? You know, took this dang woman's virginity. And then the dad's so damn stupid, dumbass, he don't even know how to mourn the situation. Because he's interested in her mother. In his mother. I'm like, look at this shit. This sounds like some damn nigga trash shit. That don't sound like the way Israelites do stuff. So he ain't got no sense to get upset, so I get upset. Boy, how hot was I when you bought that information to me? I had to tell her, I had to actually get off the phone. I was burning. You told him too, didn't you? Elder Rufus was trying to reach them. He said, brother, I want you to read this passage right here. And then you get back with me. I called Elder Rufus. Did you read it? Pastor.
He hadn't read it.
He hadn't read it. I said, you got to be, are you serious? He ain't even trying to learn. I said, well, so much that's kind of value you put on a young, naive version, did it? Don't even care about even know what the scripture says to see what motivation that was. And we supposed to just take this with a smile?
No, not at all.
And the woman that he thinking about wanting to get married to, her foolish ass, she's supposed to be there to watch the dog. She goes to sleep and leaves her and him in the damn living room. I told Elder Rufus, I'll tell you what, I'm about done with Memphis ass. I asked Elder Rufus, I said, one question I asked him. Can you tell everybody that question I asked?
He asked me,
Talk loud, Elder.
He asked me, can you give me one positive report that ever came in from the Memphis Assembly?
Just one. Just one. Years of dealing with these people, I asked just for one positive report. I don't even know if they're damn Israelites or not. I don't, because when I see there's so much iniquity and lawlessness and everything coming out of that, I don't see not one piece of fruit. Now who won't be pastor? So it's a labor, even trying to just keep people righteous and trying to strive for righteousness. I mean, she complicit. She ain't crying out. Had an opportunity of a lifetime, been deflowered, and squandered her virginity. And then the dumbass father don't even have means to even mourn this. He don't even know what the book says. He don't mourn Twan, but I do. You got a $20,000 iniquity price to pay. You don't pay that, don't even come back to Straitway no more. That's how you do that. It's sad, isn't it? So you wonder why are we always trying to run a tight ship? Because we're trying to keep righteous. Because righteousness do what? It exalts a nation, but sin is a what? A reproach to any people. And we have to say this, bring up stuff like this, because hey, you want to go ahead and foolishly do it out in the open, so we're going to go ahead and put you out in the open then. What disturbs me is, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm saying, that's bad. When you that damn blind, you don't see, is that the problem with us today? A lot of times we doing shit and don't see nothing wrong with it. Ooh. So y'all pray for us. That the Most High y'all continue to keep giving us up. Anyway, hallelujah. Hope y'all enjoyed today's message.
Hallelujah. One thing that we talk about often here is these messages. This is one time I didn't have my notepad here. These messages, they always cut. They always cut. They always find a place to cut you.
Yes.
They always find one spot there like, oh. But the good thing is, if we help and we realize it, is that we are on the side of the king. So we have the answer. And it first starts with us humbling ourselves.
Yes.
The cutting didn't happen in no direction after that. Literally gave you the answer to the test. You got to sit down and take the test.
Yes.
So let's just keep getting better, man, together. There's no other way. We know there's no other way that out there. There's a way out there. That we know where that leads. Let's keep doing this and let's keep doing this together and do it strong and in confidence. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart, acceptable in your sight. Yeah, that's straight. Hallelujah. Bless you.